Ray Dalio just stated that what is coming is worse than a recession. Shalom cash producers. Hello lovely people, I want to speak with you all regarding the crypto market, XRP and current events. You see that large red circle in the center. It's Monday morning, we'll discuss that somewhat. I covered it last night. We'll discuss some of the developments, the team's response and Binance's comments. All of that will be discussed. But as we do every single Monday, I want to begin with your weekly reminder that investing in crypto is risky. A Schlitt coin going to zero, wallet hack, contract hack, or rug pull bankruptcy could all cause you to lose all your money. Always invest less than you can afford to lose. We observed that with a mantra here that we will shortly address. Should you miss it, fell down. About 85%, 88%, it was down even more at one point. Just took a big hit from notable sell-off on what was one of the darlings of the market over the past few months. So far we haven't observed a cascading impact. Last night there was something we were slightly worried about. XRP now at $2.12. Bitcoin is now at $84,500. So there hasn't been, we were worried that we could see something similar to what happened with Luna when it crashed, that there would be a cascading effect, that we'd have firms that were getting liquidated. It appears to be quarantined into this particular mantra ecosystem, and I'll show you. I don't know if this is false information or not. I'll show you something. It's going to be quite uncomfortable, but we'll get to that in just a second. I want to begin with only a little bit of clarification on the tariff situation. Pre-market just opened. The futures are good for now. Up nearly 2%, Nasdaq. People appear to have believed we would see a greater pump than now that the White House clarified. We'll cover their clarification, what they clarified. From 45 all the way back down to 31, the Fear and Greed Index. People are somewhat more afraid now that the White House said, well, essentially what happened is the White House released a no-title clarification of exceptions under Executive Order 14257 on April 11th. Apparently some items were never meant to be subject to the reciprocal taxes declared on April 2nd. Most media outlets believe the White House's April 11th clarification post was a fresh list of exclusions, but instead these items were never meant to be under the 145 levies. This also clarified why refunds on these items will be dated back to April 5th, therefore categorizing this as an enforcement mistake rather than a policy reversal. Trump is claiming the false news is ignoring the truth on top of this, but the news and the majority of investors as well as custom enforcement itself seems to have never really grasped what was being taxed to start, since they indicated they would roll back a portion of what they took. This is once more fascinating. The White House essentially stated, just to summarize this a little bit, these things are not going to fall under the reciprocal ones, they have their own particular category and their own particular tariffs. They are therefore excluded from that, and many believed it implied cell phones, computers and chips would not incur tariffs, would have no tariffs. And that was the street sentiment. That was the street's knowledge. But essentially what they made clear is no, they're just gonna fall under their own and have their own 25% or whatever they're gonna put on that, and not have the additional 145% that is going to go on Chinese goods that is a reciprocal tariff, right? It will be categorized. Theoretically, they were actually correct that while reciprocal will be excluded, general tariffs will not be affected. Theory, they were actually correct that it's going to be excluded from the reciprocal but not excluded in general from tariffs. That's why, for instance, Apple and others are still up pre-market if you look right now, since I believe the market finally grasped what this means. Sure, there will still be tariffs, but they won't be as severe as one thought possible they might be. Apple is up nearly 6% this morning. Even in pre-market, I believe if the clarification had come out it would have likely been up about 7 or 8%, but still 6% is good. Thus the outcome for the market will be quite fascinating. Returning to mantra now, a little more explanation that the mantra Twitter account stated here. We want to assure fundamentally, the mantra is strong. Today's activity was caused by irresponsible liquidations, not anything related to the project. One thing we want to be clear on, this was not our team. We're investigating it and will provide more information on what transpired. Basically on the internet, Twitter, everywhere, people's like, oh my god, rug pull. The team likely sold everything. That was the end. You can observe this, no insane sell-off. The 1 hour chart on it is this. Once more, I mentioned this last night. I don't know how many of you saw that video, so just wanted to provide a little update on this. I hope you didn't get really hurt and fall into this. Sometimes it's simply the market. Every time this occurs it's awful. Binance came out and said they are conscious of the problem. To be honest, their prices fluctuated greatly. Our first results point to the changes during the last day, brought on by cross-exchange liquidations. Binance has put several risk control policies into place since last year, including lowering the leverage levels about a monitor token. To help lower volatility, Binance always watches leverage levels and adjusts them based on the market conditions for risk controls. Binance has also sent a pop-up alert since January this year for Mantra on its spot trading page to notify users that tokens had substantially changed to its tokenomics, therefore boosting their supply. We stay committed to closely watching the situation and will keep taking suitable steps to safeguard our users. So pay attention, we'll see what results from this. Often you receive this announcement as you know FTX stated everything was fine as well, correct? Recall Sam Brinkman-Fried claimed all is well, correct, and it was not acceptable. Naturally therefore, the management will issue such kind of announcement, but it looks like some mischief was happening there. I don't want to get too technical in what was going on there and what they're saying. Should you wish to delve a bit more, tell me in the comment area and perhaps we can create an additional video distinct only about what was happening there from it could take a day or two to observe what precisely is happening and what is happening. Listen, someone said, Mantra went down 90% today, but yearly performance is still better than Ethereum. Over sad amusing, it had risen considerably. Over the last year or so, it had risen considerably. All the way up to 9 there, folks were earning great sums of money. I wish you did not become trapped in this. Once more, this is why I create this statement every Monday, since you lack knowledge of what might occur. You have a situation like this and it occurs, but ideally it does so without causing you major harm. Posts and tales about people losing millions of dollars have been reading. It's a good place to be in a situation where you can lose millions of dollars, but if that's all your millions of dollars, then you know it's a bad situation, so God willing none of you again got caught. And I don't know whether this is real or false. In fact, I can Google this in only 1 second. Yes, therefore it seems genuine, and it is occurring. Thus the RWA Summit 2025 is taking place today in Korea. Uncomfortable. There was a program called Awkward that kept featuring uncomfortable moments. Well, it's going to be quite uncomfortable. At that Trump-led summit, I don't know whether their folks will arrive. You know, it's fascinating times. Perhaps they're going to withdraw their involvement now. We'll see how the market plays out here in the next few days. You have to be really cautious even if people are likely day trading this and profiting in a day trading scenario. It's really erratic. So simply exercise caution outside. Alright, overall the market shows some encouraging developments following extremely erratic weeks. We'll see what transpires. Now let's discuss briefly what Ray Dalio is thinking, saying and feeling on the market. But before that, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, now is the moment to do so. Ring the bell to be notified of videos dropping. Remember to hit the like button and look at the links in the description down below. Remember as well that I will never reach you on social media, urging you to sign up to anything or to send me any money. Those are frauds. Trade sensibly, and be really cautious out there please. Naturally, not financial advice. It was thus during the diligence prior to sector investment. I don't know what the markets will do, or how they will respond to particular news in the short term, thus I will never advise you to buy, sell or hold. Remembering that is quite crucial.